What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. We should have a TISM tonight, the Incredible Salt Mine, live on this channel at about 6 p.m. Central Time, so don't miss that. But I want to finish the week on a high note. I just learned that I've been playing video games wrong my whole life. I've been playing Assassin's Creed incorrectly, and I'm a little ashamed. I'm feeling a lot less like a video gamer, more like an NPC gamer, because I'm nowhere near woke enough to have even thought about how people should play video games. Now, to be clear, you should be able to do whatever you want in a video game. I mean, that is to say, however you enjoy a game, that is entirely your right. And just because you play one version of the game and someone else plays something else, it doesn't really matter. There are a lot of people that didn't like campaign mode in Call of Duty. They got rid of it. But there are also a lot of people that did like it. And so I suppose that's okay. Now, the only reason I'm taking this article seriously is because it's on a video game journalism website. And the only reason I felt like I needed to take a deeper look, a deeper dive into how I've been playing video games my whole life is because of the hard-hitting video game journalism at Kotaku. Now, while I wait for Red Dead Redemption 2 to download 100 million gigabytes to my PlayStation 4, let's dive in and all learn a little bit on how to play video games better. So I've got the archive, which I'll link below, because I'm starting to think, I'm not going to shout out the author, because I'm starting to think this author watches my videos and is starting to bait me with these articles. And so I'm going to link to the archive, and I will not give you author A any shine for your article titled, "My Quest to be Gay in Assassin's Creed." Let's get into it. Ever since it was revealed that you could have same-sex romances in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I've been chomping at the bit to be gay in ancient Greece. It turned out to be harder than I thought. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that you could do this in the game. You know, most people might prefer some extra missions or some extra gameplay or some better cutscenes, but not this author. This author is on a quest to be gay in a video game, and not just be gay, as you'll hear in just a moment. In the 5th grade, my school went whole hog on ancient Greece. In our overstuffed school, we called the outdoor temporary classrooms the Acropolis, and we were all assigned to groups named after different Greek cities. As a bona fide nerd, an interesting point. If you want to know what the first sign is of somebody who is an interloper in your hobby, a fake nerd, a fake gamer, it's somebody who goes out of their way to tell you that they're a nerd or to tell you that they're a gamer. Watch out for that. I continue. I was Athenian. This was also one of the first times I learned that historically being not straight didn't used to be a horrible stigma. I remember, so in 5th grade, you're expecting us to believe that your teacher spent time on the sexuality of people in ancient Greece. I'm going to go ahead and file this with the woke 8-year-old statements. Now, maybe it happened. Maybe you went to school in California. I don't know. But it seems extraordinarily unlikely that a school would spend time on that when you're in the 5th grade. This is also one of the times I learned that historically not being straight didn't used to be a horrible stigma. I'd recently had my first crush and my first... Why do people think we care about this? It's really relevant that she had her first period. This is on a video game journalism website, by the way, about a video game, Assassin's Creed. Now, this is the perfect specimen of what I'm talking about when I say you have social justice ideologues that just attach. Like, she woke up wanting to write about her period, apparently. And so she made up this story about studying ancient Greece in 5th grade. That's just my opinion. Anyway, she's had her period, folks. Important, hard-hitting video games journalism. And also had some confusing feelings about my then best friend. Learning about Greece and its culture was something I'd call back on as it became increasingly clear that I wasn't straight. As soon as I learned, do you think gay folks who write this stuff ever get tired of being like making themselves a token or having to always pretend like you're a monolith and you speak for all gays? That's how this stuff is written to me. Anyway, as soon as I learned that in the new Assassin's Creed, I could both play as a woman and romance woman, I knew I was going to do it. It was like a gift for my confused 10-year-old self. So when you were 10, you wanted to be able to have video game simulated romance scenes with other women? That's what you want 10-year-olds playing in a video game? You want that available? Is that what you're saying? Maybe you're not. Maybe I'm misreading this. Maybe it's just a throwaway sentence, but it's interesting that you'd want a 10-year-old to be partaking in this type of behavior. Also, pretty sure Assassin's Creed is not for 10-year-olds, but I digress. Little did I know how hard it would be to actually find somebody to bang me. Oh, okay. She used the expletive as, that is the language of the low IQ. But, I'll skip that. As soon as I could wrest myself away from the main storyline, I began looking for quests that would end in romance. I rode all over Kefalonia on my horse, looking for a woman who was DTF. I had zero luck. Just must feel really similar, shockingly similar to real life, huh? When it came time to leave the island, I figured I'd have better chances. It's all a numbers game, right? Well, it proved just as difficult. I'd meet women that were gay, but not ones that wanted to have sex with me. Specifically, the pirate who was looking for her lost ship and lost lover, gay as hell. But when I came back with proof that her ship was destroyed and her lover was dead, she was interested in joining my crew, but not joining me in bed. I knew she must be devastated, but what better time to cozy up to a warm body? Was she in mourning or something? Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. This sounds like predatory behavior. Do you get your picking up women skills from Will Ferrell, hanging out around funerals to pick up chicks? Were you trying to take advantage of somebody in an emotionally depleted state? It sounds like you were. Hashtag me too. As I was lamenting my fate, I came across an old woman who couldn't get the person she wanted to bang her to bang her. She'd taken many lovers, but what she really wanted was her husband, who couldn't keep up with her. I was sympathetic and tracked down some bear testicles and deer tongue for a potion she wanted to make. The god smiled upon me, and I found an already dead bear and ganked its balls. And while stalking a deer, watched it freak out at something and run headlong into a tree, killing itself. Score. That's right. You didn't have to work for it. Another thing to celebrate. Once I had the bear testes and deer tongue, her husband outright refused to drink anything made from that. Understandable. But this lady was still horny. Then, for the first time ever, I got the option to romance someone. This old lady was not just down. She was actively soliciting me for sex. Dear reader, I smashed that. It wasn't how I envisioned it, but I was finally able to be gay in ancient Greece. Turns out you find love in the unlikeliest of places. What a feel-good story. Now, I was discussing last night on live stream why these articles exist, and I guess chat convinced me that it's just so other SJWs will write about your video game and share your article. It's like free advertising for other weirdos who feel like this. Now, personally, I don't know why you would feel the need to experience this type of romance dating simulator when there are literally hundreds or thousands of dating sim games. Hundreds coming out of Japan every year, probably. Now, if you are an investigative journalist, video game journalist, you'd know if that's what you wanted to do in your video games. Hey, when I was young, you know what? I played Leisure Suit Larry. That was pretty spicy back in the day. But, you know, for a grown woman to be needing to live out this fantasy in Assassin's Creed feels a little weird to me. Doesn't really feel like a video game article. It really has nothing to do with the game and only talks about her period and gross fantasies about taking advantage of women in mourning. But this is about the level of in-depth, hard-hitting, investigative video game journalism I've come to expect from sites like Kotaku. Now, makes me want to start my own thing one day. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful weekend. If you made it this far, please remember to like the video. It really helps, and to leave a comment. Probably cross 200,000 subscribers this weekend, so we'll have a little celebration in store next week. I'm so very thankful for each and every one of you, and we'll talk to you again real soon.